Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into our coverage of the HWSA World Series. We apologize for some of our issues here right off the bat. I know the picture isn't so good at the moment. I'm going to do my best to adjust it as we go to the end of the bottom of the first. So we'll head to the second inning here. It is a 2-0 lead for Fort Worth, I do believe. As we'll head to the second inning here. Give us just a moment. We'll get things kind of switched around here for you and hopefully get this broadcast ship shape a little bit here. Give me just a minute to kind of work with the camera. We'll see if we can get some stuff in place. We'll be back with you for the top of the second. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. Our camera does not want to cooperate this morning with setting up appropriately. I realize the picture probably isn't the clearest picture at the moment, but we're working with it here a little bit. I know um, last year we had a couple of small issues right off the bat too with trying to get um, some things worked out here. So I apologize for all the mess at the beginning of that game with me moving cameras around and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So give me just a moment here. So once again, I'll work with that here a little bit, if at all possible. I realize the picture's a little bit blurry there, but we're going to give you the sounds of everything anyway. We've got a 2-0 lead. Two nothing lead for Fort Worth here in the second with 2 outs for Tulsa. We have runners at first, second, and third. So bases loaded as Tulsa trying to get something going here in the second. Again, we apologize for some of the video issues here, but we're just going to kind of leave that as it is for the moment and just bring you the game as best we can. And I'll work on some of the blurry issues here in a little bit. This bounces in, so the count will go now to 3-0. As Brandon Joust will step up here, grounded out 4-3 back in the first. So bases loaded. The wind and the delivery here is inside, and that will walk in a run.
Well, so far, Peyton's had a little trouble with his control. He's got about four base balls and 1 hit pitch.
So Peyton McElvoy, the pitcher here this morning. Well, I just don't understand why the picture is that blurry. I
can't even see well enough to tell you.
No, it's just a completely blurred image, and I don't get that whatsoever. It shouldn't be quite that bad, I wouldn't think. We have a little meeting at the mound here, but nonetheless, blurry or not, for the next half an inning or so here, it's going to stay that way. We're just going to bring you the sounds of this thing until we get things rolling a little bit better here.
Well, we look off the north and west of us, and it looks like it's brewing up a pretty good storm, and they're forecasting some pretty heavy storms here for later on today.
This misses inside, gets away from the catcher, but everybody stays where they're at, so bases will stay loaded. So 1-0 the count on Austin Dillingham, the first baseman and number 3 hitter this morning for Tulsa. Yeah, we've got rain coming, and I would say relatively soon.
It looks like we're not going to get through this game before we get some rain.
Fastball misses up high. Now 2-0 the count. 2-1 the lead for Fort Worth. We are in the top of inning number 2 with 2 gone, bases loaded. Off-speed pitch, called a strike over that inside corner, and the count will move to 2-1.
Well, if you're a right-handed batter and the pitch is on the inside a little bit, you better be ready to swing.
And there's another ball. So walk down to first. That will score another run. As this time Rob Goodman will come in and score. And now we are tied at 2. The bases are still loaded here. First, second, and third. Austin Dillingham's down at first. At second is Brandon Jost. And over at third is Wes Dominguez. Game tied at 2. 2 outs here in the top of the second with rain getting set to move in. We've already got a pitching change. Maybe that'll give me a moment to try to figure something out here.
Well, Peyton had a control problem from the very beginning. They weren't hitting him that well, but He had 5 walks and 1 hit batter in that inning and a half or so. So they're going to have a short leash on him today. Coach is going to go ahead and take him out. This is getting at a crucial time for them. Well, one nice thing about the weather is that you got overcast, so it's nice and cool. Probably 74, 75 degrees here, so it's nice and cool. And there's a breeze blowing back and it's blowing our papers around. But it really is quite comfortable to watch a game.
I'm trying to play around with the scoreboard a little bit here and see. If I can get that to work without being super blurry. Nope, even that's all. I don't understand that at all. I've never had problems with. Well, now I think it just cleaned up again.
Well, that's good.
So who knows?
You know what? They didn't give me their subs for the riders, and we don't know who the pitcher is again.
All right, well, I think the picture, that looks a little bit better. We got a clear score on the bottom, and I'll have to mess around with the picture here momentarily. I do like having the new score option on there, though.
Yeah, that's nice.
Again,
what in the world happened to the other?
Apologize to the mess that was the beginning of this game. Hopefully, between now and the next game, I'll get it figured out. With what happened was we had a code problem, and I'm not very good at writing computer code. And Dave Quigley, who is an expert at those kind of things and helps run our site, is back home in Illinois. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm pretty sure he's still in bed. Fastball over the inside corner.
Yeah, he's a later person than an earlier person.
He might be up too, but his cell phone coverage there is a little spotty, so we'll get a hold of him sooner or later and get this whole thing ironed out. Right now, though, we seem to be okay. There's a fastball swing and a miss.
That's 2 good fastballs. First one was taken for a strike, and that one was a swing and miss.
So McDaniel stands in here for Tulsa with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Game tied at 2. Off-speed pitch misses up high. And again, we finally got the picture cleaned up for you a little bit, and we will move the camera here maybe the next inning to try to get you a little bit better view. I know it's that score is kind of covering it up a little bit, and we'll work on that a little bit. There's a swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes McDaniel. That'll do it in the inning, but plenty of damage done for Tulsa. 2 runs, despite no hits. No, one single. One single and 3 walks led to a couple of runs in that inning. So 2 runs on 1 hit. We'll head to the bottom of the second. We are all tied up at 2 between Tulsa and Fort Worth. Back here in just a moment, you're watching the HWSA World Series on the Christian Internet Sports Network. To the bottom of the second we go. Leading things off for Fort Worth will be Colin Chiddick, the DH. Then Zach Rollins, and back around to the top of the order for Michael Robinson. 8-9 one-hitters is headed down to first on the walk is Collins. So that will bring Zach Rollins to the plate. Nobody out. Runner down at first for Fort Worth. We are tied at 2 here at the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Colin walked from 4 straight pitches. Oh, nice bunt.
And a bunt right out in front of home plate. Throw down to first is in time. Good play behind the plate by McDaniel to pick it up and fire down to first. But a good sack bunt from Zach Rollins moves Colin down to second base.
Yeah, he had liked to got his bat a little bit more on the ball. He went right on the top of the ball and took it right down in the ground. It was good for the sacrifice bunt if he wanted a base hit. He needed to punch it past the pitcher on the right-hand side, putting the pitcher and first baseman. But nevertheless, he got done what he needed to do. He got his gut runner to second base. Another bunt.
Right out in front of home plate. Play down to first base. And they will get the out there. Boy, just barely. Has Robinson out 1-3 on the bunt attempt. That moves up Colin to third. And for some reason, our picture went all blurry again. I don't know if we have just a borderline enough internet signal here
that might be the problem.
Which doesn't make much sense because we did the games here for last year and they were fine, but that's another thing I'm going to have to
I don't know what's going on.
Check on. So might have to just pull down the scoreboard if it's going to stay blurry and wait till it cleans up again.
Nice
Off-speed
curve.
pitch over the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count on Chris McIntyre, the shortstop for Fort Worth. 0-for-1 today, flying out to center field. Pitch here, blooped out towards center. This should be playable, though, and is for Wes Dominguez, and that will do it here in the second. So no runs across for Fort Worth. No hits either. We did have one walk in the inning. We will head to the third, still tied up at 2 between Fort Worth and Tulsa. Back here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. So we go to the top of inning 3, all tied up at 2 between Tulsa and Fort Worth. This pitch misses inside. 2-0 the count on Zach Cadet Jr. As Tulsa got a couple of runs last inning on
one base
a few
hit.
gifts. Let's foul back to the screen. Hopefully nobody fouls it right back to where our camera is. That could be a massive problem.
Oh, boy. Yeah, because you're right in the thing. Right
Boy,
in the
we've
screen.
got like the fastest upload speed I've ever seen in my life. And for some reason,
the picture's
picture's crazy blurry, and I don't get it. It should
high
be
and outside.
it should be a super clear. I mean, I had the fastest connection speed I've probably ever had with this Wi-Fi, wireless Wi-Fi, and it's giving me nothing but blurry pictures. I don't get it. Fastball misses away, and the walk issued to Cadet, so he'll go down to first, and that will bring Wes Schaefer to the plate. Schaefer, the shortstop, walked and scored in the second inning for Tulsa.
By the way, for your information, the pitcher now is Nick Wynn. Nick Wynn on the mound. He came in last inning when they had control problems and got the side out. But now
off speed. That's called a strike inside. Snap throw back down to first is not in time. So 0-1 the count on Schaefer. I'm almost thinking I've got something not set up quite right here.
Ooh.
That misses up high.
That curveball got away from him.
So 1-1 the count.
Well, the clouds to our north and west here are getting close to here. So far, no lightning, so I haven't had.
And fastball misses up high, so now 2-1 the count. Again, we're still working on this picture. I've got the fastest internet connection I've probably ever had, and all we got is a big blurry mess, which is weird because I know it's not the camera feed, because the camera feed was clear for about 5 minutes, and then it went back to being blurry again. So 2-2 the count now on Schaefer. We'll try to carry you through with a little bit of audio play-by-play here. We'll leave the picture up despite it not being the greatest in the world, and we'll kind of work on that as we go. Hopefully get that taken care of. There's a runner at first, started to go, and he just heads back to first base. This fouled out a play, and it will stay at 2-2.
That fell right back over our head, hitting the grass, and out across the parking lot, and there goes a young lady after it. Well, it's a very, very nice. If it stayed this way the rest of the day, it'd be wonderful. But fortunately, I think we're due for a storm. But it really is comfortable to watch a game here. Throw over to first base, and he's back in plenty of time. Wes Schaefer stepping back in now. High fastball.
The count will go full at 3-2.
Runner at first takes a good-sized lead. I don't think he'd draw a throw. Nope.
And there's a strike over that inside corner at the knees. So down on strikes goes Wes Schaefer. One gone, runner at first. That'll bring up the number 7 hitter. This is Rob Goodman, the third baseman. Game tied at 2, 1 out here in the third. Again, we're trying to work on your picture there in case you're coming here wondering why it's so blurry. We are trying to work on that issue. Fastball over the inside corner, 0-1 the count on Goodman.
Boy, Nick has settled down. He got that first walk on 4 straight pitches, and since then he's been pretty tough. High and inside.
Misses up and in. 1-1 the count now. Some Division II action here this morning. I believe the Division I semifinal games are going on in a couple of other fields. There's a swing and a miss on the pitch over the inside corner. Count goes now to 1-2 on Goodman.
He might have gotten a little ahead of that pitch and swung over the top of it as well. He was swinging for the fence, it looked like.
Fastball misses away. Throw down to first is not in time. The runner kind of wandered off the bag a little bit.
Now, Sayer likes to throw it down at first. That's twice he's thrown down here in this inning. I forgot who the base runner was.
That's Zach Kinnett Jr. down there at first base.
Zach is down there, okay.
There's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Rob Goodman. So back-to-back strikeouts, 2 gone, runner at first, and the number 8 hitter, Scott Kozakowski Sr. to the plate. Maybe in between half innings here, I can work on a couple more options to try to see if I can figure our picture problem out of it. Here, off-speed pitch misses away. 1-0 the count on Kozakowski.
Kozakowski is, he goes by Cozy. They call his nickname was Cozy for him.
Pick-off throw back to first, and the runner is in safely.
Jaguars had a very successful season, 28-13. I was talking to the AD over there, and he said that they are ranked 87th in the state of Oklahoma, including all public schools.
That's over the inside corner, so 1-1 the count on Kozakowski.
So they've had some really good wins against some tough teams, and they've had a few embarrassing losses against some teams they should have beaten. So that just comes with the turf.
Yeah.
He said some days they're playing well, and some days they're just kind of not hitting on all cylinders, and that's normal.
Off-speed pitch missed a low there.
And you've got the talent, but you don't always hit on all the cylinders.
2-1 delivery upcoming here. Runner at first doesn't go anywhere. Fastball misses away, so now 3-1 the count.
All right.
Boy, this thing's kind of perplexing. I don't know how it could be so clear 1 second and then just be a blurry mess. That misses up high, so second walk of the inning puts runners at first and second for the number 9 hitter, Wes Dominguez. He's the center fielder.
All right. Runners in first and second leading off.
There's a swing and a miss on a pitch over the inside corner. 0-1 the count.
Well, I don't know what all Nick's doing, but he's been hard to get a bat on a ball against him. It's a nice pitch over the inside corner. Tough one to hit.
And off speed, that misses away.
His off-speed pitch tends to be a little high and outside. Got to bring that one down, make him really effective.
So 1-1 the count. Looks like the picture might have cleared up a little bit again. Just randomly.
I think you're just going to leave it alone, and you got what you got. It's out of our control, I think.
It's so odd because I've never had an internet connection that good ever with this Wi-Fi thing, and we've always had not perfect picture, but it's always been watchable.
Pretty good picture.
Spin and move back to second, and nothing there. I mean, it's still not clear. Well, there it goes back to blurry again. I don't know.
Well, if you can see it on that, it must be really noticeable on the home.
It's very odd. Very strange. I don't get it at all. There's a swing and a miss. And the count now at 2-2.
Whatever he's doing, that's not an overpowering fastball, but you see that his swing was kind of hesitant. Something about the pitch has kind of got him mystified, it looks like.
And there's a swing and a miss. So down on strikes goes Wes Dominguez. That will do it for this part of the third. No runs. We had a couple of walks and 3 strikeouts as well. We'll head to the bottom of inning 3. Still tied up at 2 between Tulsa and Fort Worth. Let me see if I can work on a couple of things and figure this out. We're back in just a moment. All right, we'll go to the third. well, momentarily, our picture's cleaned up a little bit again.
Well,
I think
you pushed that connection up here a little tighter. Maybe
I might have had a little bit of a bad connection. So if that goes south again, I might be able to work on that a little bit. This popped up down the first base line, and that's going to get foul. Well, folks, I know the first 2.5 innings has been maddening for you at home. I get it.
I tell you what, it hadn't been much better here either.
I get it. We had our camera kept wanting to fall over, and then we had a blurry picture, and we had an issue with our coding. If you go to the page, you can obviously see I've got code problems all over the page, but at least it's there at the moment.
That's good.
So there's a pitch. That's over the outside corner for a strike. Count now at 0-2 on Brady Autry, the number 3 hitter and right fielder, singled back in the first. There's a little pop-up into shallow center, actually right on the edge of the infield, and that played by the second baseman for Tulsa. That's Brandon Jost. So 1 up, 1 down for Fort Worth here in the third.
Now, isn't this one of the most comfortable days you ever had here? This is really nice.
Other than we're about ready to get whitewashed
but
with
unfortunately, yes, that's
rain.
a problem.
Off-speed pitch misses away. 1-0 the count on Paul Dickens, the center fielder for Fort Worth. Off-speed, that misses low, and the count now 2-0. So Ben Beaver, the right-handed pitcher for Tulsa, winds and fires. That's a strike over that inside corner, and the count moves to 2-1.
Yeah, it looked like Paul didn't think he agreed with him very well, but that was a beautiful pitch. That was right on the inside corner. The batter wouldn't like it, but the pitcher would love it. There's a nice curve.
Off speed, that misses away. So the count goes now to 3-1.
Wow, that was close. Wow. We are sitting a little bit to the left, though, so that does make a difference. There it is.
Yeah, that's a strike over that inside corner. The count now 3-2. I'm telling you what, Paul has taken a couple of pretty decent pitches.
Yeah, that was a nice curveball. It dropped right over the corner. Same curveball as before, but this time it was on the inside.
This popped up into right center. West hit a lot harder than I thought. I thought it was a pop-up. It was actually more of a line drive. I couldn't see it above the bumpy here. It'll cruise into third base with a triple. Well, off his bat, I thought it was a pop fly, and I couldn't see around the umpire. Oh, well, it's not a pop fly. It's more of a line drive. So a triple off the bat of Paul Dickens, and Fort Worth in business here in the third. Game tied at 2. Runner at third for the Riders with 1 gone here in inning number 3.
Now the Riders have been able to hit Ben some.
That's over the inside corner. 0-1 the count on Spencer Bloom, the catcher for Fort Worth.
He looks like a catcher too, doesn't he?
Off speed, swing and a miss, and the count will go to 0-2.
His off speed, it looks like maybe might have been a curve. It kind of goes right to left on the batter, and then it drops as it goes. He swung right over the top of it. There it is again.
Off speed, ripped down towards short on a couple of hops played there across to first in time, but that will score the runner from third, Paul Dickens, and give Fort Worth now a 3-2 lead. Good play by Jost out there at shortstop. As the out goes 6-3. And that will bring Wyatt Spigner, the first baseman, to the plate. Again, if we are missing on some of these pronunciations here, we apologize.
Yes.
Didn't have a whole lot of extra time to really go down through the list and get them all for you, but trying to do our best here. That's chopped foul.
I think Spigner was right, though. I think that's correct. Oh, we could be wrong. A nice inside pitch, and he did a nice job of fighting it off.
Wind and a delivery here, off speed, call the strike over the outside corner. Boy, that's a beautiful pitch from Ben Beaver. I mean, that's, whew. That's about as good as you could put that in there.
And that's
One,
Wyatt talking to himself.
one run in the inning on one hit, the triple off the bat of Paul Dickens, a strikeout as well. We will head to the fourth inning. We're all tied up. My goodness, my brain's already fried. 3-2, the lead for Fort Worth over Tulsa. Back here in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. So to the fourth inning we go. Top of the order for Tulsa, Ben Beaver, Brendan Jost, and Austin Dillingham. 1, 2, 3 hitters for Tulsa. They trail it 3-2 to Fort Worth.
Ben's been battling him as a pitcher. They've hit him a couple times hard, but he stayed right in there and kept him in the game.
That's over the outside corner. 0-1 the count on Ben Beaver.
Tell you what, since Nick's come in there, he's done a nice job of pulling things together for him.
Fastball over that inside corner. Quickly 0-2 the count. And Nick Wynn came in relief of Peyton McElvoy, who started this game for Fort Worth. There's a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of the catcher, and down on strikes goes Ben Beaver on 3 pitches.
Ben's had a tough time. First time up, he was called out in strikes. That time, at least he got to swing. But he's battling a pretty tough pitcher right now, and Nick Wynn. Oh, there's a high one.
Misses high. In fact, it goes off tip of the glove of the catcher all the way back to the screen. 1-0 the count on Brendan Jost.
I guess HWSA must be playing next, huh?
Or HCYA.
HCYA. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got out of the corner of my eye. I didn't read it very well.
Fastball misses inside. 2-0 the count now. Well, we might get if this game ends relatively quickly, we might get 2 in. Maybe.
Nice.
That misses inside, so now 3-0 the count. Well, it's just odd how that works with pitchers. The first hitter comes up, 3 straight pitches, 3 straight strikes.
Yeah.
And then the next hitter, and you can't seem to locate a pitch. Fastball over the inside corner, 3-1 the count now on Brendan.
Yeah, he strikes the first batter out, swinging. Next one comes 3 straight balls, but that was a nice strike right there. Good fastball. Uh-oh.
That misses low, and the walk issued to Brendan. That will bring Austin Dillingham, the number 3 hitter and first baseman, to the plate. Dillingham has actually walked twice in this game, which isn't overly shocking if you've joined us here for the last couple innings.
Well, there was a time when they were issuing quite a few walks, but since Nick's come in, that's kind of gone to the wayside. But now he's got one on first. But 1 down, 1 on. There's a throw to first base, and he's back in plenty of time.
Well, you can hear the wind in the microphones here.
Boy, if you were cold, if you were hot, they got all the automatic sprayers on the soccer field over here. You can go over and get a bath.
Fastball over that outside corner. Count 0-1 on Dillingham. Boy, if there's one thing I don't think they need right now, it's the automatic sprinklers going on the soccer field. They've had enough rain. You could ride a canoe from here to Tampa. Fastball right down the middle, and the count 0-2.
Must have gotten Nick kind of aggravated. He walked him. He's really been coming in there with it.
And off-speed pitch, chopped foul. The count will stay at 0-2.
Now you had Austin reaching for that pitch. He had that fastball before, and he was already swinging. And he had to lean forward and just kind of protect the plate. Nice piece of hitting, by the way. Stay alive. There.
And that called a strike over the inside corner, and down on strikes goes Austin Dillingham. Well, it was a pretty good pitch. Couple of strikeouts in this inning for Wynn. 2 gone, and that will bring the cleanup hitter McIntyre to the plate. The catcher trying to keep things moving here for Tulsa in the 4th. 3-2 the lead for Fort Worth.
Yeah, they got that.
Misses away, so 1-0 the count.
Oh,
fastball
nice.
right down the middle, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Well, so far, a runner at first that walked right off the bat. He's got himself in a position where he's still there.
And the delivery, that's up high. So the count now at 2-1. Fastball missing, low it away. The count will move to 3-1 now.
Well, Nick doesn't want to lose this bat. It puts a runner in scoring position. He'd make this one over the plate. Oh, wow.
That misses the low and away.
Not what Nick wanted that time.
So the walk issued to McDaniel. That will put runners at first and second with 2 outs. And now the number 5 hitter, Zach Cadet Jr., the right fielder, to the plate for Tulsa.
Number 10 came as a pinch runner, but I don't have the extra players. You'll have to find out who he is. Oh, you don't have him either.
I don't have a program.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't believe. That's the other team. We don't have the extras for Tulsa, not at the moment, unfortunately. I do for Fort Worth. Usually we get a program. I forgot to ask him for a program when we got here today. Next time we see him,
wait a minute here.
I'll ask him for one, because that's what has everything in it. I know we usually get one, and I just forgot to ask for it.
There's a lineup card in there somewhere. It has.
And here there is?
Yeah, somewhere in your book. Was.
Well, if there was, it grew legs and walked away.
Oh no. I don't know. It might have blown off of here. That had your substitute players on it.
By the way, we've got a timeout here, I believe, because there was blood on the elbow of Zach Cadet Jr. And the home plate umpire has sent him back to the dugout to try to get that taped up. That's one of those things the last few years at all sports levels they've been really, really careful about is open wounds, bleeding, that kind of thing, because obviously there's a lot of issues with that. And I believe they got some black tape wrapped around his arm to cover that up, so we'll be good to go here. This bounces in. All the runners stay where they're at. 1-0. Want to know the count here on Zach.
Ben is
can't really read the last name, but I think it's Replogo. I'm reading it off the actual lineup sheet, so I've got the copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
So I might be missing a few letters here. This fouled back out of play, but Ben down there at first base is the pinch runner for Tulsa. 1-1 the count now on Zach Kinnett. 3-2 the lead for Fort Worth. Runners at first and second for Tulsa here in the top of the fourth. Off-speed pitch. That's called a strike over the inside corner. And the count now 1-2.
Now he's been consistent in that call all game. Our umpire has. That's a little off the inside corner, but it's close. And if it's in there, anywhere close to that, he calls a strike. And Tulsa's going to have to get used to that.
That misses up high.
And I don't mean it's necessarily a bad call. That's just the way he's calling. Most of them get a system.
Well, and
you got to learn to bat according to their system.
And hitters at every level, from major leaguers on down, I'll say all we want is consistency.
Yeah, and he's
doesn't
very
matter
consistent.
where you call them, just as long as you keep calling them. There's a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of the catcher. Down on strikes goes Zach Kinnett Jr. So striking out the side is Nick Wynn. There were a couple of walks mixed in there as well. No runs in the inning for Tulsa. No hits. We will head to the bottom of inning 4, a 3-2 lead for Fort Worth. Be back here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. So here we go to the bottom of the fourth. Leading things off for Fort Worth is Jared Pollock, the third baseman and number 7 hitter. So bottom of the order for the Riders here. Pollock followed by Chadic and Rollins as that called the strike. So 1-1 the count on Pollock. Ben Beaver into his 4th inning of work for Tulsa.
Ooh, nice.
That's popped up into center field and playable there for Wes Dominguez as he will make the catch, and one gone for Fort Worth here in the 4th.
Sounds so cool. Looks so cool when he hit a ball like that. Solid hit, solid connection, but it was only right mid outfield.
Fastball over that outside corner, 0-1. The count on Colin Chadic, the DH. Again, if we're pronouncing some names wrong here, we do apologize. With everybody trying to get things moving along to beat the weather, we were trying to do the same. We didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to get a lot of pronunciation, so we're making our best guess at a couple here. So we're not, if we butcher a name, we're not trying to do it on purpose. This miss, oh no, a strike over the inside corner. I don't know if that was a little bit inside, but 1-2 the count now on Colin. I think Colin did too. He backed out and looked back like, really?
Yeah, it kept breaking toward him, and he couldn't hit that if he'd had a base fiddle.
Off-speed pitch and a swing and a miss. Boy, beautiful curve from Ben Beaver. And again, not a whole lot Colin can do with that. No. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring Zach Rollins, the number 9 hitter, to the plate.
That's just where you congratulate the pitcher. That was a fantastic breaking pitch. It came right in on his hands. There wasn't a thing he did, just try to fight it off.
Delivery here from Beaver. Misses over the outside corner as Rollins, the 9 hitter. If he gets on base, it's back around to the top of the order, and Michael Robinson. Zach so far today, has a sacrifice bunt.
Ooh.
Back in the second.
Did a nice job, too. Laid that down, so the only play they had was first base. Catcher had to handle the ball.
Swing and a miss on a pitch over the
He made up
low
his mind ahead of
inside.
time to swing at that one. That was low and inside. And sometimes you do that. You get all primed and ready, and you're going to set on the ball and nearly crack it. And he was already swinging.
2-1 delivery off speed. That misses way inside. The count will go to 3-1.
That wouldn't hurt.
Trying to talk him into getting hit by a pitch. So 3-1 delivery here from Beaver, and boy, that ball hit a ton to left, but I think he got just underneath it.
It did.
And it'll be caught by the left fielder, Zach Kozakowski Jr., and that will do it for the fourth. Just missed on that, did Zach Rollins. So no runs in the inning, no hits. We will head to the top of the fifth, 3-2 the lead for Fort Worth. Back here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. To the fifth we go. Tulsa needing to put some hits together and get some runs. And they're down by one here. They got a couple more at bats to either tie it up or take the lead. Of course, Fort Worth trying to hang on. That pitch misses away. 1-0 the count on Wes Schaefer, the shortstop. Wes is had a strikeout on the day, also walked and scored back in the second inning. Oh, sharp grounder down to third base. Good pick there, and the throw to first is in time. Jared Pollock with a nice play at third for the Riders.
Yeah, just a nice job of staying right in front of the ball and staying down with it. Got it on a hop and didn't rush the throw. Made a nice peg to first base. Well, it's not looking any worse out here for the weather. So
still got a little bit of an issue with our camera going a little blurry and then back to normal. I think we've got a little bit of a loose connection somewhere. 0-1 the count on Goodman. That misses up high, so now 1-1 the count. Pretty sure that's our problem. Is that
I think it is
something's
too.
not connecting completely here. Although that's not as bad as what it was a while ago. That misses high and away. Now 2-1 the count. So yeah, it kind of bounces back and forth a little bit. There's a swing and a miss. The count 2-2 on Goodman. Nick Wynn into what would be his third inning of work now after coming on in relief of Peyton McElvoy earlier in this contest. That bounces in and all the way back to the screens. The count goes full at 3-2. Well, we added the score in the inning this year. Maybe in the future I can work on a way to 2 balls and strikes and outs.
Oh, boy.
That would be getting a little bit complicated.
Hey, there's
a
nice
line drive to center.
right
But
at him.
right there for the play is Paul Dickens. I mean, he only had to move about 2 steps.
He moved back 2 steps and moved back up 2 steps. I think he could have stayed right where he was standing. That thing was a line drive right at him.
So 2 gone. That brings up the number 8 hitter, Scott Kozakowski, senior. Or is that senior? It's got to be junior. I think it's just missing a part there. The left fielder, there's a strike. So I would want the count on Kozakowski.
Yeah.
Tulsa starting to run out of outs here. Off-speed pitch, that's fouled back and out of play. So the count quickly at 0-2.
What did I say? 20-13 for the year. They had a very successful year. I'd like to get one more, but they're going to have to come up with a few hits and a run here. Actually, 2 runs if they want to win this thing.
Fastball, that just missed low and away. Count now 1-2. But yeah, back to what we were talking about before, all you really want out of your umpires is they call it consistently. I mean, if it's outside, inside, whatever, as long as it's called that way all game. There's a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Boy, what an
Wow.
off-speed pitch. Way out in front of that was Kozakowski, and down on strikes he goes. So 1-2-3 inning, no runs, no hits for Nick Wynn. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 3-2 lead for Fort Worth. Back in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Off-speed pitch over the outside corner. As leading things off for Fort Worth is Michael Robinson. Back to the top of the order for the Riders. Robinson, McIntyre, and Autry to face Ben Beaver. Off-speed pitch misses low, and the count now 1-1. 3-2 lead for Fort Worth here over Tulsa in the 5th. That shot
Nice
right
shot.
back up the middle. I mean, that's a line drive right there. A leadoff single for Robinson. That will bring McIntyre to the plate.
Boy, he hit that one right on the nose, right over, just to the left of second base, right up to the center fielder. A few hops on the grass. Beautiful base hit. Well, the Riders are nursing a 1-run lead. They'd like to add 1 or 2 more to that before we get into the last couple innings. So we'll see what they can do here. Runners taking a little bit of lead. Not extraordinary. Not enough to even get a throw, I don't think.
Fastball misses away. Snap throw down to first, and runner back in safely. Well, maybe if that skirts that way,
it looks like it's going kind of around us. So if the front keeps going east to west more than north to south, we might get off a little more time here.
You can see it. I know this isn't an HD feed by any means that you're watching at home, but you can see on the right side of your screen where it's much lighter. The stuff on the left is, there goes the runner at first. Off-speed pitches a strike. The throw to second was in time, but it bounced first, and it went off the glove Jost out there at second base, so he could not put the tag on. Actually, not too bad of a throw.
No, it wasn't a
from
bad throw.
McDaniel. He hopped it in a little bit, made it a tough play for Jost out there, but if he could have somehow picked that, they would have gotten the runner. But all things being equal, stolen base for Michael Robinson.
They have that guy barreling in on there. You only have so much time to get over there. You're trying to get that throw and make the tag.
2-1, the count now on McIntyre. There goes our screen again, back to a little blurry. Off-speed pitch, bunt, caught right out of midair by the catcher, and McDaniel will fire it down to second, and a double play. Boy, that's an odd way to get a double play. Wonder when the last time I put bunt, caught, double play. That's a very...
You don't hardly ever see that. Once in a while. But it only went eye level, the ball in the air, and it was just right at the front of the home plate. Catcher had a very easy play.
And off-speed pitch, curve misses away. 1-0 the count here. Let's see if I can get this adjusted a little bit. I'm going to try it. I think we've got a bad connection here somewhere.
Ben comes in.
Oh, that goes way behind the hitter, all the way back to the screen. And the count will move to 2-0 on Brady Autry.
Brady's getting in there, getting his feet settled in again. He's going to give it another shot. Got a pretty strong, pretty good sized wing going from right to left here.
Shot down toward third. That is a foul ball. Just foul.
Boy, that had base hit written on it. It was just outside that third base line. I mean, really close. Rob Goodman down there at third base made a nice diving attempt at it, but it was right past him. Bounces that ball in.
And so the count goes to now 3-1 on Autry. Autry 1 for 2 today at a single back in the first, and also popped out to the second baseman in the third. Yeah, I think what's happening here is I think my cord for the camera is pulled a little bit tight over here.
Oh.
And I think it's pulling it just enough where it's messing with the connection in it a little bit. So I'm going to try to adjust this, maybe get rid of some of that blurriness problem that's coming on and off. It's been much better the last few innings than what we started with earlier. I was sitting there trying to figure out for the longest time, why in the world is it doing it? I think it's a connection. This popped up down the first base line and drifting over to make the play in foul territory is Austin Dillingham, and that will do it for this part of the fifth. So no runs. There was one hit. And we will head to the sixth inning. 3-2 the lead for Fort Worth. Back here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Fastball misses high and away as leading things off for Tulsa is Wes Dominguez, the number 9 hitter. 9-1-2 for Tulsa here, trailing 3-2 in the sixth. Starting to run out of outs is Nick Wynn, doing whatever he can to try to get on base here in the sixth inning. 2-0 the count on Dominguez.
No, nice pitch.
A little bit of off speed down the middle. I think he just took some off his fastball just to get it over. The wind and the delivery off speed. That stays up high. And the count will go to 3-1.
Well, now, fastball, outside corner. No, got too low.
And that bounces in. So a leadoff walk issued to Dominguez. Now Fort Worth might be in a little bit of trouble. Back around to the top of the order, and Ben Beaver for the Tulsa Jaguars. Ben today is 0 for 3, or was he hit by a pitch? I was trying to read your writing from earlier. Is HP mean hit by pitch?
Yeah.
There's a little roller right back out to the pitcher, and a good sacrifice bunt. They almost got it over at first, too. Beaver just out at first base.
Wow.
And moving up to second is Dominguez. So a nice sac bunt from Ben Beaver. That puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
Nice job of doing the bunt. He almost got on there. Got a little confusion and threw the ball behind the second baseman. Has come over to cover a little bit. He did a nice acrobatic catch and tagged the base just before Beaver got there.
Yep, 1-4 on the out. Well, it's a little bit difficult to do a pick-off move to second with nobody covering second base.
Yeah, that was your lead's too big. I'm going to rush you back there.
Wynn looks back at second, now delivers off speed, misses high and away. So 1-0 the count on Brendan Jost, the second baseman for Tulsa. Brendan today has a couple of walks and also grounded out to the second baseman. Wynn taking a long time looking at second, now delivers. That's up high. Now 2-0 the count. That misses up high. Well,
I think all the outfield's pretty well straight away, too.
there's a 3-0 delivery off
There we
speed, and that's right down the middle, and the count goes to 3-1. Well, if you're Brendan, you're looking dead red fastball right down the middle, because I'd be surprised if you get much else here.
That's what I expect.
Delivers fastball, that misses inside, and the walk issued. Or at least I think it was a fastball. It might have been a different pitch, but it just looked like he took off a little bit of it and missed inside. So a walk issued here. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And now Austin Dillingham, the number 3 hitter to the plate. Dillingham, he's also walked twice in the first and second inning and struck out looking in the fourth. Maybe if I mess around with this a little bit, I can add outs in here. That might not be too hard to keep up with.
We're going to have
shorten this to end, move the 6 over, and try that. Well, we got a change here. Is into the lineup for Fort Worth comes Colin Chadic. He's the DH, and Colin will take over on the mound. And sorry, we're not going to have I don't think we're going to end up with the totals for you here in this game, because I think when they made the first pitching change, I wasn't.
We didn't switch them. I think you're right.
At any case, we're probably lucky at this point to get what we got. What was that? Okay. Thank you. So we got the official word from home plate umpire here as Colin will take over on the mound. He was the DH, so there's no other adjustments in this. It just moves Colin to the pitcher's position. So that's just a straight up change here. Matter of fact, while I'm sitting here,
all right, while you're sitting there,
let's see what this looks like.
You actually go try that?
I'm gonna try it.
Uh-oh. I don't know. This has been a tough morning as it is. I don't know. Well, stepping to the plate's going to be Austin.
Of course, it would help if I
Dilling-
put the right number of outs up there.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Austin Dillingham. Catcher's going out Spencer to talk with the pitcher. And now we're ready to roll. Austin stepping in.
Well, I don't think we're missing we have one space missing here. Unless I really shorten the innings. That hits him. So the first pitch of the at bat to Spencer hits him in the back.
The Jaguars are needing one run. Well, they got set up pretty good here. They got bases loaded now.
Or excuse me, Austin hits him in the back. And it flipped over here. So now all kinds of trouble for Fort Worth. Bases loaded for Tulsa. As this
back
foul
out
back
of
out of play.
Watch out, there's a car back there. Well, it's all safe. That'd be poor timing or good timing. You'd be driving along right there. Yeah. It came right out in the area that car was going down through there, too.
0-1 pitch to McDaniel bounces in. That evens up the count at 1-1. 1 out, bases loaded for Tulsa here in the sixth. This is a very big moment in this game. Fort Worth leads it 3-2, as you can see there on your screen.
There we go.
And this fouled out of play. So 1-2 the count. Well, that's what I came up with for my
out one
innings and outs.
Oh, I see. Well, okay.
It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but at least the information's up there.
Yeah, they can look at it instant, get it all down.
So again, bases loaded, 1-2 delivery coming up here from Colin. Off-speed pitch, chopped down toward third. This is going to be difficult. They're going to come home with it, and they get the out there. Boy, that's a nice play.
Wow.
Beautiful play by the third baseman, Jared Pollock, to barehand it, and somehow got the throw on target to Spencer Bloom at home plate, who kept his foot on the plate. So with 2 gone now, the bases will remain loaded, and Ben will come in and pinch run once again for Tulsa, and that will bring Zach Kinnett to the plate.
I was looking away. Was that a bunt he tried, or was it a swinging?
It was a swing.
Swing? I was looking at the wrong, wasn't watching the play then. Looked up just in time to see the ball going down the line, and uh-oh.
So the fielder's choice will leave the bases loaded.
Yeah.
That pitch over the outside corner.
Oh, no pressure, Zach. You just down 1 run, 2 outs. You got a bases loaded situation.
That bounces in. Good stop behind the plate by Bloom. 1-1 the count now on Zach Kinnett Jr.
Tell you what, Jared made a nice play at third base. Wow.
Colin will wind and fire again. That chopped off looked like the front foot of Kinnett, just inside that left leg. Looked like about halfway in between the knee and the foot. And that's not a comfortable thing to have happen. So a lot of the reason why you see major leaguers wearing that.
Yeah, you see that quite a
piece
bit
on the inside, because that happens on a fairly regular basis. 1-2 delivery here, off speed, popped up.
Oh.
Fort Worth might get out of this thing yet. Down toward third base. The play is made there by Jared Pollock, and Fort Worth gets out of it. Good pitching by Colin Chidik. And that will do it for the sixth, or at least the top half of the sixth. No runs And no hits. There were a few walks, couple of walks. One batter was hit by a pitch. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. 3-2 the lead for Fort Worth. So Fort Worth with a 3-2 lead. They'll get things going here in the bottom of the sixth. Paul Dickens, the center fielder, will hit first. 4, 5, 6 hitters right through the heart of the lineup for the Riders here in the sixth to face Ben Beaver. Boy, there's a line shot to center field, but right at Wes Dominguez, who makes the play. So 1 up, 1 down for Fort Worth here in the sixth.
That was a nice, solid whack. But it was right at the center fielder. He just had to move over to his right about 5 steps or so and bend down just a little bit and catch it. Made a very routine play out of it. Boy, I'm talking about plays. Pollard last inning in third base. Only shot he had was running in is take that barehanded, make the pickup, and he did it.
Off speed, that misses away. 1-0 the count on Spencer Bloom. Spencer made a couple of nice plays last inning, including catching the throw from third baseman to get that all-important second out of the inning and somehow kept his foot on the plate. It was actually a nice play on both ends of that to get that runner from third. That's not an easy throw to make or an easy catch to make, either one.
Using a catcher's mitt like that. That was an outside throw. And let's see. Yeah, he had to almost backhand that throw.
So fastball misses away. 2-1 the count now on Spencer.
Backhand the throw. He was reaching around almost as far as he could reach.
There's a line shot in the left center field. Dominguez will cut it off. Actually, a pretty nice play from him just to get to there and cut it off on 1 up.
That's what I was thinking, too. He did a nice job. He got a good jump on the ball. Took him on the first hop. That thing was hitting a line drive right over the shortstop's head. And somehow he got all the way over from the center field position and caught it on the first hop. Seen some good baseball today already. And it's
got a pinch runner down there at first for Fort Worth. I don't think I have a 5. That's interesting. Unless I just don't see the number right, which is also possible. Off-speed pitch is a strike. 0-1 the count on Wyatt Spigner, the first baseman. Wyatt is trying to pick up his first hit on the day. Walked in the first, struck out in the third. That pitch bounces in, so 1-1 the count.
All right. Yeah. Our phantom runner has got himself a decent lead at first, not overly long. Nice one.
Off-speed pitch called a strike. 1-2 the count. I don't know if I move that camera, which is a very testy.
Yeah, it is.
For those of you who were around in the first inning, you probably got seasick. I moved the camera about 35 times in 10 seconds. But If I can move that camera just a touch to the right, I can pick up those throws and plays at first base. But we'll let things be till next in between games here and try to figure that out.
That's what I do.
We'll just leave it
right now.
as it is for the moment.
These folks have had enough to put up with this game.
So Hunter leads off the first off-speed pitch. Boy, almost
nice
like a one-handed swing. Slow roller out to second. The throw a little bit high, and I did not see the call. The umpire was blocking my view of the second base umpire. I think he called him out. Did he call him safe?
I think he called him safe.
Okay. The home plate umpire moved out here to cover it, and he was standing directly in my line of sight from the second base umpire who was calling that play down there, and I couldn't see if he called him safe or out, but I do believe he called him safe. Actually, a good hustle play. Throw a little bit high, and the second baseman, Jost.
Yeah, I thought the ball was going to sail clear over his head, and he could have if he hadn't made it. He leaped up in the air, tall first baseman, leaped up in the air and put his glove up as high as he could, and surprised me that he came down with that in the top of his glove. That was a pretty hard throw.
Runners at first and second for Fort Worth here in the sixth, as they lead it 3-2. Delivery here from Beaver. Off-speed pitch bunted out toward the mound. And Beaver will go to first base and get the out there. So the sack bunt by Pollock.
I'll tell you what, that was a high pitch up about a forehead high. And he still got his bat up in position to put that down as a bunt on the ground. That's not easy to do.
So 2 outs, but now 2 runners in scoring position.
Nice pitch. That breaking ball over the outside corner. Tough ball to hit.
Strike makes it 0-1. Trying to work with our video feed here a little bit. I know we got a little bit of a loose connection, so every time that thing goes blurry, just stay with it for a minute and I'll try to get it back for you. Off-speed pitch called to strike. Snap throw down the third. Runner back in safely. Pretty good throw from McDaniel behind the plate, though.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's an easier throw for the right-handed catcher. That throw to first base is kind of like, going against the grain. You've got to get around your body around. That way he can just rise up and fire there. Especially with a left-handed batter.
Lines and fires. That bounces in. Now 1-2 the count. Nice. But right now, a lot falls on the catcher.
That was nice work by Sayer.
As McDaniel trying to keep this game at just a 1-run Fort Worth lead. Here's a wide delivery from Beaver. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss.
Nice.
Boy, what a pitch. Out on strikes goes Cowan. And that will do it for the sixth. No runs in the inning. There was 1 hit, a single by Spencer Bloom. We will head to the top of the seventh. Tulsa needs a run. They trail at 3-2. Back here in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network. So we go to the seventh. 3-2 lead for Fort Worth. So it's hold them and move on if you're the Riders. Tulsa Noah needing some offensive assistance here in the seventh inning. They got both of their runs. As they got both of their runs back in the second inning, courtesy of walks. So Corey Valdez will take over for Brady Autry out in right field. I'm assuming they said 6 for 27. That would be Corey.
Yeah, I have a. This is top of the 7th. Oh yeah, you're right. I had teams backwards again. Oh my.
Yeah, it gets a little bit interesting when you got different games going on. You're trying to figure out stuff, but I do appreciate this home plate umpire giving us the changes because usually we don't have a clue. But you just got to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, baseball is really hard, and that's what you have to do. Like I'm just trying to figure it out as it goes along. Say, oh, a different guy is playing such and such a position now.
Well, Wes Schaefer stands in. A couple of balls thrown here by Colin Chidiak. And I do appreciate, I believe it was Colin's mom who got a hold of somebody here and had him come over and tell us the right pronunciation of his name, and we do appreciate that. It's hard for us to get everybody's pronunciations exactly right. So Chidiak winds and fires, and this popped up down the third base line, deep down the line into foul territory and just out of the reach.
What a hustle
of the left fielder, Michael Robinson. I'm telling you, he covered a lot of ground.
Didn't he?
Dove and try to come up with that, but just out of his reach. So it just goes as a long strike for Wes Schaefer, and the count will even up at 2-2. Boy, and he just flat out dove after that thing, and I couldn't have felt too good landing in that dirt on a full-out dive.
The opposing coach went out from third base, went out and asked him if he's all right, and he waved to him and said he's fine. Boy, he was hustling out there. That last part, he dove lying flat out and hit this warning track stuff. That's got little sandy, rocky substance to it. That wouldn't have been a very nice landing.
This popped up on the infield. Should be playable out at shortstop. Making the play there is Chris McIntyre, and one gone for Tulsa Noah.
Tulsa needs a base runner. Needs a base runner now.
So Rob Goodman, the number 7 hitter, stands in. Rob does have a hit today. He's 1 for 3, had a single and scored back in the second. Get this, I believe that's their only hit. That strike over the outside corner, 0-1 the count on Goodman. They had one hit, which was Goodman's back in the second, and that's it. They haven't had a hit the rest of the game. This bounces in. Now 1-1 the count. They walk a truckload of times, but
yeah. Is that right? They only had the one hit.
I believe so, unless I'm just missing something here. I think that's right. Fastball popped up down the third base line. Robinson drifts over into foul territory, makes the catch. So 2 gone. Oh, man, I forgot to do my little out updates here.
That's 2 outs now.
So 2 gone here in the 7th, and that will bring up the last possibility here for Tulsa Noah. That's Scott Kazakowski Jr. will stand in. A couple of strikeouts for Scott so far today, and Colin Chidiak trying to close things out here for Fort Worth. This chopped foul up the third base line. So 0-1 the count.
By the way, I didn't put Kazakowski as it was spelled. It was hard enough getting it the way it was.
No, I believe that. Well, and like I said, we just kind of have to go grab stuff at the last second at some of these games because everybody, coming in and out, and you only have so many minutes to try to go grab everything. And it's going to be even shorter today. We're going to have 15 minutes in between games because of the rain. This pitch misses away. So 1-1 the count on Kazakowski.
Well, our weather has stayed to the north, and it's gone on around that way.
It's actually been really nice so far.
We're doing. In fact, the wind has died down.
There's a shot on the ground out towards short. Played there to throw to first is in time. Wow, what a stretch down there at first base by Wyatt Spigner. Good throw from McIntyre, and Fort Worth will get the win on the 6-3 putout. Good pitching performance for Fort Worth, despite giving up quite a few walks. They managed to hold Tulsa to just 1 hit on the afternoon. So the final is 3-2, the win for Fort Worth over Tulsa here this morning. Both teams will shake hands. And
it was a nicely played game. I really appreciate it. Nice hustle from the left fielder, Michael Robinson from the Riders. Made a couple of nice plays over there. what was his name, Pollock at third base, that played on third base to Bloom at home. That was a very nice play. Some nice bunting. We've watched games where some teams had a hard time laying down a bunt. I don't know if they missed a single bunt today. There were several bunts, and they laid them all down the infield.
Yes, and like you said, some nice defensive plays, and not a ton of hitting in this game. There were quite a few walks, but defensively, a pretty nice game, and Fort Worth will get the win 3-2 over Tulsa here this morning. Well, that'll wrap up game number 1. We will try to get things set to bring you the second game here today. I know we've only got 15 minutes in between games, so we will close this one down, and we'll be back here hopefully in 15 or 20 minutes. If I can figure out the problem we're having with the code on the website. It looks goofy, but as long as we can get the games up there, I guess that's the most important thing.
Right now, we better be happy with that.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. You'll have to go down to the next link on the page, the next video feed on the page for our next game here this morning. We'll be back with that in probably 15, 20 minutes or so here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.